Hi, this is 100% just my opinion, just Nitty's opinion. The reason why you feel so chaotic and so out of sorts right now is because there's been almost 100 years of deliberate and intentional media manipulation that has gotten us to this point. All facets of your life are experiencing entryism right now, and whether the person who is destabilizing your community space knows it or not, they have been planted to be an agent of chaos. Oh, your community initiative, your queer advocacy group, your whatever that you're trying to put one foot in front of the other and do good for the community, that group has somebody who's specifically making it so fucking hard at a level that is just unimaginable, and it's the first time you've ever seen someone behave like this. Yeah, not just you. It's happening everywhere. I want to remind everybody that there's been a coordinated effort since at least the 1970s to make people in North America dumb, to de-educate them to a point where their brains are malleable so that they can be manipulated for someone else's end goal. This happened with the Texas School Board. This happened with the Dominion Institute here in Canada. There are organizations who have spent the last 3 decades convincing us that both sides of the argument are valid and both need equal airtime.
Oh, hi, Sam. Hello, Samuel. Yes, you're very cute.
A really great example of entryism is the infamous Roger Stone, who used it in the 1960s and 70s while he was helping Richard Nixon and the Republican Party. He planted destabilizers in the Democratic Party to literally tear it apart from the inside out. He used the exact same initiative when it came to getting Ronald Reagan elected, and it is alleged that he made some international phone calls to get a specific situation paused so that it would be viewed that Jimmy Carter couldn't do his job and Ronald Reagan could swoop in and save the day. And then, after Roger Stone was effectively shit-canned by the Republican Party because it turned out he was kinky, he used that exact same strategy to destabilize the Republican Party from inside out and effectively got Donald Trump elected. It's everywhere. This is literally everywhere. You are not crazy. This is deliberate and intentional. This is a strategy of manipulation that has been going on for fucking ever. But things like social media and this AI hellscape that we're currently in is just expediting this. And now we're seeing it at such a huge scale that for a lot of people, it feels like this overwhelming tidal wave of chaos. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Canada and the US have always been violent nations. There has always been a history of violence in both of these countries. You're just seeing it for the first time. And it's because they didn't want you to see it. In the United States, we had the state of Texas rewriting textbooks at a level and volume that forced other states to take on the same curriculum because those other states could not get publishers to publish different textbooks. In Canada, we had the Dominion Institute that whitewashed World War II and just focused Canadians' history on, yay, we're good at military. You were set up to be overwhelmed by the level of information and history that is currently being forced upon you. So if you feel a little overwhelmed, no shit. And you can't even escape entryism in something as silly as a social media app because there's content creators and influencers who have been paid by other countries to be destabilizing influences in North America. We have conservative governments who had media campaigns being ran by content creators. We have political parties who reached out to content creators to make content, and then that blew up in their face. We have Canadian content creators who've gotten personal phone calls from people like Pierre Poilievre to thank them for the content that they make. It's alive and well over here on the TikTok. Despite how cynical I am, I do believe that at people's core, they are good. But I also believe that you cannot force somebody to change who's not ready to change. And I beg and plead people to stop falling into the trap of entryism and stop debating these people. Stop trying to have a yeah but debate with people who are lost in the throes. But Nitty, we need to bridge the gap. No. That is a deliberate and intentional media manipulation strategy that's been perpetuated by people like Peter Monk in the Monk debates. Stop falling for the fucking trap. You debating them will not change their mind, but it will continue to allow this chasm of difference to grow and expand. And one side is viewing people as not human, and the other side is holding too much humanity for a whole lot of people. There is no bridging this gap, and even if we were to get close, there is trillions of dollars convincing us that we should not. Entryism is happening at a global scale. There is so much money being funneled into this project because there's a whole lot of people who legitimately believe that they can trigger the rapture and have Jesus Christ return to earth. Oh, that sounded crazy? Yeah, guess what? It's fucking crazy. At this point in time, I feel like I could literally write a book on entryism because I'm so fascinated by the concept. I would actually argue it is a tool of war because nothing's been more effective at perpetuating this social divide than entryism. It's effective, it's fast, it is well coordinated, and we are fucked if we don't start seeing it for what it is. This is not some tinfoil hat conspiracy. This is literally Republicans have said out loud, this is the strategy that they have been using for 60, 70, 80 years. It's literally a thing. Entryism has been impacting everywhere. Nonprofits, unions, religious organizations, you fucking name it. It has been a deliberate destabilizing strategy. I actually even believe that it's such a social contagion that people are acting this way without even consciously realizing that they're doing it. This is how I watch for this phenomenon. Is this person involved in this initiative to benefit the community, or are they here to self-serve and act as an obstacle that prevents us from getting that initiative done? Are they weaponizing bureaucratic language? Are they making a bunch of barriers and obstacles that seem nonsensical? Are they arguing about something that is incredibly trivial, like pens? Yep, been there. And does the entire interaction feel performative? Are they here to take photos for their Instagram, or are they happy to do the work and not get a fucking parade for getting the work done? Community costs inconvenience, and people who are actively trying to destabilize community want community with no inconvenience. Community is labor, community is work, and people who are actively destabilizing initiatives will take the finite amount of labor and redirect it somewhere else so that the actual community work cannot get done. And again, this is happening in unions, this is happening in community associations, this is happening in nonprofits, this is happening in sports leagues, this is happening everywhere. This is also very effectively happening in political spaces. The House of Commons is going to spend the next however many sessions arguing about if they should or should not have had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. And during all of that time, fucking nothing will be done to benefit Canadians. Entryism. It's always entryism.